A beautiful morning, you step out into your garden with a hot cup of coffee in your hand, eagerly looking at the bed of young sprouts that just popped up yesterday. But your warm smile suddenly fades away. Your precious seedling bed has been chewed down to ragged, uneven stubs, leaving only bleeding stems behind. And on the soil's surface, there are shiny, shimmering trails of slime glittering under the morning sun. The ruthless culprits struck in the dead of night. Those greedy, ravenous slugs and snails. Your anger boils over, and you immediately think about rushing to the local garden center to buy a bag of chemical slug bait. Ready to scatter those eye-catching blue and red poisonous pellets all over your yard. Stop right there. If you do that, you are not just killing the slugs. You are setting up a deadly feast of death for your very own beloved pet dogs and cats and the innocent singing birds out there. Grandpa Sasa is here to stop you from making a tragic, irreversible mistake. There is a magical potion that attracts these slimy pests 100 times more effectively than any dangerous chemical. It is absolutely safe, and it is probably rolling around in your trash can right now. It is that leftover half-can of stale beer from last night's dinner party. Let us talk about the suffocating lies of the massive chemical industry. Those brightly colored bags of slug bait they eagerly sell you contain a highly toxic, lethal chemical called metaldehyde. They are dyed in vibrant, attractive colors and laced with a sweet, tempting aroma to lure the slugs in. Those greedy companies never warn you that this sweet scent is also a deadly, irresistible temptation for your curious pets. Thousands of innocent, curious dogs have licked up these chemical pellets and collapsed in absolute, agonizing pain. Even worse when a helpful bird swoops down and catches a slug that has already eaten the bait. That poison continues to travel up the natural food chain, silently killing the innocent creatures that protect the skies above your garden. Do not turn your loving, sacred garden into a toxic, chemical minefield. Mother Nature has already gifted us a far more brilliant, natural solution that directly targets the deep biological instincts of these slimy creatures. So, why do we use beer? The sense of smell of a slug is incredibly, astoundingly sharp. They are biologically hardwired and programmed to seek out the distinct scent of decay and natural fermentation. Because out in the wild nature, overripe, rotting fruits that fall to the damp forest floor are their absolute favorite source of food. When you pop open a can of beer, the strong, pungent smell of fermented barley yeast and the lingering residual sugars instantly waft into the air. To the highly sensitive nose of a hungry slug, that smell of brewing yeast is exactly like a giant, irresistible magnetic force. It is a tempting invitation, far more appealing than any tender young sprout growing in your garden beds. They will completely ignore your precious, delicate vegetables to slither desperately toward that strong, intoxicating, fermented liquid. So how do you set up this brilliant, $0 trap? It is ridiculously simple. You do not need to buy fancy, expensive craft beer. The cheaper, the staler, and the flatter the beer is, the more those slugs will absolutely love it. In fact, if you do not have any beer lying around, you can simply mix a little bit of active baking yeast or bread yeast with some warm water and a pinch of sugar, and the magical effect will be exactly the same. Grab an old plastic cup or a shallow disposable bowl from your kitchen. Dig a small shallow hole in the dirt right next to the vegetable bed that is actively being attacked, and place the cup inside so that the rim sits just about 1 to 2 centimeters above the soil line. Why must we leave the rim slightly higher than the ground level? This is to prevent our helpful, beneficial ground beetles and innocent crawling insects from accidentally tumbling inside. After that, simply pour your stale beer in until the cup is about half full. Do this crucial task at late twilight, just as the sun sets, when the slugs begin to wake up and slither out from their dark, damp hiding spots. The next morning, when you return to check your trap, you will witness a sight that is both deeply satisfying and incredibly shocking. The cup will be completely filled with those greedy, ravenous slugs. They were hopelessly seduced by the intoxicating smell of the yeast, slithered right inside, got heavily drunk, and sank peacefully to the bottom before they could even take a single bite out of your tender leaves. Your precious vegetables remain perfectly intact and untouched. And your sacred soil is not polluted by a single drop of toxic, unnatural poison. Your beloved dogs and cats can still happily and safely run around the yard without a care in the world. Just dump that liquid into your compost bin, and you have completed a beautiful, closed-loop, natural cycle. Do not forget to subscribe to Grandpa Sasa's Subzero Survival channel so you never miss another buried agricultural secret. Leave a comment down below if you have ever used chemical baits and regretted it. In the next video, we will learn how to perform a miraculous CPR on a drowning, waterlogged potted plant, using nothing but a few pieces of discarded black charcoal. See you all next time.